Hello and welcome to the final Pocket Gamer Launchpad. The final of this run, at least. Let me tell you, there's probably going to be more of this. We hope that you are well out there in the internet land, that you're keeping safe, that you're keeping covered up, and make sure that you keep breathing easily. We are going to be breathing heavily for the next 2 hours because we have a whole bunch of mobile game exclusive reveals for you. That's what we do here. We're Pocket Gamer. If you can put the gaming system in your pocket, we cover it. Clue is in the title. So that's iOS, Android, Switch. Yes, it's a bit of a cram, but you can get it in there. And we have got announcements from a whole bunch of new games. We'll be showing you updates for games that are already out. We'll be revealing games that have never been seen before. We'll be discussing a particular game, which I know that everyone is mad for in the chat. We've been covering it a little bit over the past 2 days, and we did mention the idea that maybe we'd help you kind of get a little bit of early access to, I think it's Catalyst something or other. There's a color involved. We'll tell you about it in a little bit, don't worry. But as always, I'm not on my own here. I'm joined by a new co-host to see us out. The guy who came up with Pocket Gamer Launchpad in the first place. This is all his fault. Let me introduce Dann Sullivan. Hello, Dan.
Hello, you all right? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm not too bad. It's been an exciting couple of days, I think.
Yeah. Not seen you in a while, mate.
No, I know, because you've been doing all the writing, and I've been doing all the streaming. And cat, we've already got a cat bomb. This is gonna be a good stream. Oh yes, that's what I want. This is how we start, and this is how we mean to continue. We've talked about it on the other streams, but professionalism and polish. That's for the other people. I like things to be relaxed and groovy while we're showing you our stuff.
That would be the cat from Catalyst Black.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was all built for one big pun. Yeah.
Fantastic. It was well worth it. It was a long road to a good payoff. So for the people who don't know, I've mentioned you before, and I did tell them about you creating the whole Launchpad thing. What is it you do, Dan?
I don't know. I didn't bring cue cards. No, so I'm the editor of PocketGamer.com, and I also oversee the other consumer-based sites as well. PocketGamer.France, AppSpy, 148 Apps as well as various other bits and bobs. And that involves managing the team, getting content together, and coming up with silly ideas that then get realised.
Yes, it's funny when you say something. Go, this might be a nice idea. We'll do a 3-day event where we'll just show loads of new games. That'll be easy, right?
We get 4 or 5 exclusives, James. That'd be great. 4 or 5 exclusives.
4 or 5 would be fine. Yeah. And it's like 60 later. This has turned out to be quite a big deal. But we're genuinely delighted that we've done this. This has been quite the ride. We didn't expect to get so many viewers for a start on Twitch. We've been climbing up the charts in a way that I really wasn't expecting. So if you are out there, if you've seen just today or either of the other shows as well, then we're really delighted that you came and joined us. And we hope you stick around for future stuff. This is going to keep happening in one form or another, and of course we provide content every day over on PocketGamer.com, the site that Dan here runs, as well as the Pocket Gamer YouTube channel. All these things are active. It's literally the biggest mobile site in the world, so if you do have an interest in these things right here and the games you can play on them, then that's the place you need to be following. So get it in your bookmarks and all that business. We do genuinely have quite the turnout for this show. It's going to be going out with a bang, and hopefully with another cat at some point, if you can get... What was the name of the cat, by the way?
The cat is named Pancake.
This is perfect. This is great. I'm already enjoying this stream. Fantastico. So I think we should probably stop beating around the bush. Should we get started?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's hit it. All right then. First game. Let's do this.
What's the matter, my computer using chum? Having trouble with your Ninja gaming rig again? Don't fret, old friend. Over at Thunderbox Entertainment, the team of boffins have been working round the clock to recalibrate their laser-powered board game Zapper so they can shrink stuff down even smaller. That's right. All the alien-punching, ship-fixing sci-fi shenanigans of The Captain is Dead are coming to your favorite mobile device with added touchy-watchy, zoomy-woomy enhancements. Stick this up your disk drive.
Warning. Unknown vessel detected.
Oh, no, you don't, you Sassenach.
You didn't mess with this ship.
Activating holographic interface.
Stick that up your jumper.
The bizarre phenomena at work on this ship will not affect my efficiency. A simple matter of quantum entanglement.
This was supposed to be a training mission.
Hold it together, crew. Taste my righteous fist. The captain was an exemplary officer.
The simulation never prepared me for this. Good thing I'm a fast learner. I got this. On it. We gotta get the core operation.
The captain is dead. Want to play the game before everyone else for free? Head on over to thunderboxentertainment.com to get exclusive beta access.
That was kind of zany and wacky, wasn't it? I never in my life seen such a mad thing before. But now, someone's already thrown in there. Someone explain what this game is. Don't worry, don't you worry. We're going to be filling you in right now. Here it is. So, The Captain is Dead. This is based on a board game, right? So this was already released a couple of years ago, I think it appeared, way before this mobile version appeared. But the idea and the kind of way it was described in a tiny little cliff note was that it is the last 10 minutes of a sci-fi movie and everything's going to hell. And what you're going to do. And this is the board game. It was based around seeing a top-down version of a ship. You kind of saw it animated there over in the trailer that we just saw, and you're moving different crew members around the ship and trying to lock down problems and maybe kill some aliens and close some airlocks and ventilation shafts and that kind of thing, and stop everything exploding. So, the question is, how on earth is this going to work on mobile? It's actually coming to... Is this the Switch game? Am I right in thinking that?
It's also launching on PC as well. Previously, there's been PC footage, there's been a PC trailer shown, but this was the first extended gameplay.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different... It's going to be coming into iOS, Android, PC, and Mac as well. Mac, my word. So it's going to be... I'm already quite interested in this because A, I'm a big fan of sci-fi. B, I quite like zany, weird stuff. So whenever they throw a little bit of the satire in, that could be quite nice. And particularly the staff and the talent that they've got on board. The voiceover dude at the end, did you recognize him?
That's the chap from the Stanley Parable.
That's the very guy, yeah. So he is going to be making an appearance and doing narration, which is a fairly good get, because the Stanley Parable, cult game, PC, I'm sure everybody's heard of it and played it and whatnot. That's a seal of approval at this point. That's kind of one of those internet celebrity superstars. Insofar as, the thing with voice actors in games is it's either Nolan North or it's Troy Baker, and that's it. That's all anyone talks about, isn't it?
Yeah, the second anyone starts actually naming someone on something, they immediately get signed for every AAA project for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, pretty much. So he's a guy who got notoriety just through doing that one thing. But the voice works really well. So the way that they've described it, I'll give you a little bit more information here. So you're talking about it's calmness under pressure. It's about keeping your head. It's about strategic thinking. It's about player experimentation. It's about dealing with the equipment that your crew has and putting it to its best use. Each of your crew members has unique abilities, and so you need to put them to work. If one person's good at combat, one person's good at fixing stuff. The main idea here is you need to repair their drive, their kind of warp drive, in order to get the ship out of danger. And that's what the whole thing is ramping up to. Some of you might have played the game already when it was in a board game form. There's a lot of good examples of board games working on mobile, particularly on things like iPad. Do you do much digital board gaming? I know you like the books, don't you? You like the kind of interactive adventures.
I do indeed, and I play a lot of board games in real life and as well as in digital form as well. Regularly, when you have a good, concise board game with decent type design, it adapts almost perfectly into the digital format. And so many of the slower games like RPGs and tactics games that deliberately have stages and elements to them, and even roguelikes, they have their basis in practices that we also see delivered in digital board games and in physical board games as well.
Yeah.
We were talking not that long back about Slay the Spire, which is now out on mobile.
Absolutely.
And that kind of deck building logic is something that we see so often in modern board games. But it was fresh and new, and it was almost a clean translation into video game form. And
it's made a big splash on mobile as well. That Slay the Spire on iOS has done incredibly well. I think it's Android as well. But yeah, these things can work beautifully, and when they do, it's a lot of fun. This looks like it's got a good start. If you got the good voice talent, and I really like this very, very like angular aesthetic they've got on, this very low poly thing, which is sensible for a board game. If you don't want to do the super like Unreal 4, I suppose 5 now, they revealed Unreal 5. If you don't want to do that, better to make things full of character, make things look a bit odd and weird, and perhaps it will take less time to render as well.
And because they've done that, it's so bright and colourful and full of life, and so that group of visuals aren't going to age,
No, it's true. Stuff dates. Even the best special effects, you see this so much in movies as well as video games. Like whatever was the peak at a certain point, you look back in 10 years and go, yeah. Like Lord of the Rings and Gollum was very impressive, and even you look back at Two Towers Gollum and kind of go, yeah, because we've just kind of come so far in the meantime. So you can kind of make this stuff ageless. I think that's a big reason why indies do a lot of that 16-bit art style. It's because it's become its own thing. You don't look at it and go, oh, the 80s. You look at it and go, oh, it's a 16-bit game. It's a chosen genre, and you can keep making them forever, and they're now sort of timeless. And it's just a great look. It never looks bad. By the way, anyone who's watching us, thank you ever so much for being here. I understand we've got quite a few viewers out there, so great to see you. And we want to thank the people above our heads as well for helping to make all of this possible. So we have, look on up. We've got the Pubg Mobile, we've got Bandai Namco, we've got Gameloft, we've got One Punch Man and Super Evil Megacorp, who we will be talking about in a very short space of time. You might have seen a little sneak preview earlier. I decided to throw subliminal messages into the stream. And we'll be explaining it all in due course. Don't you worry. But if you're interested in getting your hands on The Captain is Dead, it is currently in development for iOS, Android, PC, and Mac. We will try and get hold of a release date as soon as it's forthcoming. But of course, we now have their number. So Dan has the number anyway. Speak to him about it. Excellent. All right, then. I think it's time we move on to something else. Let's get out of space and let's go back down to Earth and into a fast car. Right then, Drift Champions. This is an upcoming top-down racer that's coming to iOS and Android. Let me throw up a quick graphic there. Look at the fast cars going fast. So, do you remember? I'm gonna reach back into the distant past. I've told you in previous streams, if you guys were watching, that I had some very older brothers, like 10 and 12 years older than me. So I had some of the old consoles floating around in the house. We're talking the older Mega Drives and things, but also things like ZX Spectrum, stuff like that. Do you remember, let's say, the early Micro Machines games, Dan?
Yeah, I actually lived upstairs from one of the people who coded the original Micro Machines when I lived in a block of flats when I was younger. Yeah, bloke called Tim. Yeah, it might have just been like an uncle at Nintendo kind of character, actually. But, you know, he definitely told me that, you know, he worked on Codemasters and he worked at Codemasters on Micro Machines. And he did have Micro Machines stuff. So
did he know Shigeru Miyamoto? Was he like this with Shigsy?
Yeah, best friends. Yeah, that's it, exactly. Yeah,
they go way back. My weird little claim to fame, well, not even claim to fame, but my proximity thing like that is I grew up in Bournemouth, and there was a Commodore Amiga shop there back when Commodore still existed, called Caltech, and one of the guys who worked in there and was a coder was a guy called Andy, and Andy from Caltech was the guy who created Worms.
Oh.
And made it up on an Amiga 1200 when it was originally played, and that was the game. Someone in the chat already here, Box Dave B, saying a Spectrum gamer back in the 80s and a PC game in the 90s, classic computer brands. I have to agree. Even though it wasn't my era, I kind of inherited the old stuff because the brothers were there, so I got to play with it a little bit, and it was a fun time. Even in fact, in that first trailer that we saw for The Captain Is Dead, when it does that loading screen, like a tape loading system. Big memories, big vibes and feels from that. It's very nice. But anyway, Drift Champions. So what we've gone for here is obviously a retro-inspired top-down angular racer. It looks like there are some cars in here that look licensed to me. These things you see here, that looks a bit Bugatti Veyron. Something looks a little bit Ferrari. I don't want to get anyone in trouble if they're not, but they certainly look like very similar. They're probably not licensed, but they've done a very good job of representing modern sports cars. And how they work. So the idea is that you'll be focusing on drifting, which is always a good sign. Are you a fan of, for example, Outrun, the ultimate drift game?
Outrun's good. I liked the modern return to drifting that came with like Grid and the Dirt games.
Okay. I can't believe did everyone see Dad like throwing casual shade Outrun? That was alright.
Outrun's alright.
That was brilliant. The version that they put up on the Xbox, it was Xbox Arcade back when that was around 2008, something like that.
Yeah.
They did a remake version. It was all drifting. It was brilliant. But all right. I'll take your lack of interest and move on. So this will have a bunch of game modes that you can deal with. You get career, drift, time trial, and elimination. And you also get longer play sessions, or if you want to do a quick race, you can kind of choose between the two of them. So there are 12 different tracks which you have to master. The control scheme is pretty simple from what we've seen. It showed a bit of it in the trailer there, but we're talking like arrows left and right and then a brake for drifting. That's it, which is very sensible when you're trying to do mobile game controls, because that's a way to avoid cluttering up your screen with ridiculous UI to the point where you can't see the game anymore, which is unfortunately what happens with some mobile stuff. It's going to be free to play. It'll have IAPs. We don't have a release date at the minute, but like I say, now we've got everyone's details. We're gonna keep harassing them and make them tell us the information before anyone else. That's why we did this, isn't it?
That's how it works.
Yeah, Your Rolodex is now full, Dan, and it's going to stay that way. So yeah, keep your eyes out for more stuff on Drift Champions if that looked like your bag. Now, let's go from fast cars to food-based violence.
Let the butter commence! Tasty! Divine! Fantastic round! Let us celebrate!
So, Butter Royale. Let me throw up my visual. There it is. This is an interesting one. So Battle Royales have quickly become the rage in every corner of the industry, whether it's mobile or PC or whatever. Every game has to have a Battle Royale mode. And more now they're just releasing standalone Battle Royale games. We'll be talking about one in a bit. There's one right above my head, in fact. But rarely do they involve you firing bananas at people. And that's what was missing from the genre. So here's Butter Royale to come and sort you out. This is a game that is already out at the minute, right?
It is indeed, yeah. It's already live on Apple Arcade. The news we ran was news of an update that's coming in mid-August,
Gotcha.
which is adding a whole bunch more content to the game.
So we get 2 new noms. Now we're heading into not anagram.
Jargon.
Yes, jargon territory here, acronyms. So a nom is a nutritionally operated machine. These are things that become discoverable when you land onto the map. So you get 2 new noms appearing on the maps now. The first is the durian launcher, which is going to catapult. I think durian is a fruit, so it's going to catapult fruit at your opponents. And apparently the fruit is quite strong smelling, and so
it does have an odor. Yes.
So it kind of creates like a gas cloud. It's like dropping a smoke bomb or a gas bomb or something out in the field. So and the other one is, we should get your cat back for this because it's very on brand. The second weapon is the piercing pancakes. It's a wrist-mounted device which fires pancake discs at your enemies and can apparently slice through armor. Which is and that's a very overcooked pancake, I'm going to say.
Yeah, I imagine that this is like a veil that we're looking through, and that, you know, we're looking at all of this food-themed stuff that's completely approachable to kids, but actually it's like Unreal Tournament down there. And we're just seeing like a softer version of it.
Oh, really? This is just the
That's what's happening. It's like Pyrovision, you know.
And there's terrible carnage going on, but we're getting the filtered version where it all looks cute.
Pancakes are like the spinning disc from Unreal Tournament that used to fire out. The Rippers, I think they were called.
Yeah.
Bounce around. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
If we were to transport into the game, you're saying that we've done that, we'd be finding like bananas sticking out of people's necks while they slowly choke death when bleeding out. This got bleak. Wow. Okay, so you also get 3 new power-ups that are scattered around the Butter Island that give you short-term effects. So one is called Aloe Mist, which helps you heal. And there's another one called the Chocolate, Shock SH, Chocolate. I see what they did there. Which slows your opponents down, which lets you get multiple shots in while they're kind of, you know, walking their way through glue. The last one is the Gravy Dip, and that turns your nom into a more powerful golden variant. There are other quests and things as well that are thrown in. You get it's the start of the popsicle season. That's the new thing they're doing. So new skins, flags, trails to unlock, all that kind of business. As with all the things we talk about here, the story is currently up now on pocketgamer.com in our Launchpad section. So if you see anything you go, oh, I quite like the look of that, then head on over to Pocket Gamer. We'll have all the details, all the links to where you can get them and what it's all about over there. This is an Apple Arcade game, so you do have to have Apple Arcade in order to play it, but the benefit is that the stuff that's been curated from there has been pretty strong, hasn't it, on the whole?
Yeah. It's been a really, really good selection so far. While I know that a lot of people are a bit trepidatious about dipping into to a subscription service, there's a ridiculous number of good games on there now. And, you know, if you want to dip in and try these games, it's like $4.99, I think, for a month, and then you can play all of everything you're interested in. You know, finish mine's gone blank now for games that are in it.
Oceanhorn 2, that's quite big.
Oceanhorn 2. There you go. Go in, play Oceanhorn 2, play a bit of this. That's it. Your month's over. Done. Come back later. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that people don't take advantage of that enough with streaming services. Like, you can just like get it for a month, play a bunch of stuff, and then when something new happens, just get rid of it and then come back again in 6 months, try all the new stuff, save yourself loads of money. It's a good way of doing it. But yeah, so this is currently available right now, Butter Royale. Go and check out the new updates if you are at all interested. Now, let's get narrative and a bit weird. Ava, then. This is one of the games I kind of know the least about because our man Cameron, who works over on PocketGamer.com, is the one who played it. And he's the one who put it forward and was like, this is one of the most, in his own words, visually striking games he's played all year. Have you been able to get your hands on this, or are you as in the dark as me?
So I played this first half of last year at a conference in Malmo in Sweden.
Okay.
And yeah, really enjoyed what I played. Puzzle games have they can either focus on mechanics or they can focus on a style that persists through the mechanics.
Right.
And it really feels like Ava has excelled because it's done both really well. Like that whole tarot card aesthetic is brilliant. The whole dragging of items to solve puzzles, etc. It just feels so natural on a phone.
So is it a narrative thing? Is there a story, or are you just placed with individual screens and you're just... I mean, how does it work?
Yeah, there's a story looping between each section. Their pitch, I think, at the time at least, I don't know if it stays the same now, is that it's kind of a tale. It's like something you might be told slowly over consecutive nights at a campfire.
Okay.
So it's a slow, drawn-out, progressing story. The first chapter's already available. It's been available for a while now. What we've got is exclusive details of the second chapter that have gone live over on the site, which has got a release date now.
It does, yes, that's right. So the second chapter for Ava will be out on Thursday. Next Thursday, that's July the 30th. You get different tarot designs. You get a spider, which is featured below. You can see it in the story if you want to go and have a look what the spider looks like.
Oh, no, you just get a spider. They send you it.
Oh, do they? Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's just a pet, yeah.
Nice. I've
got loads now, yeah.
Crawling around, spiders through the post. It's just like it's just we had the anthrax scare, and now it's just you get tarantulas in the mail. That's
spiders through the post. Yeah, you'll see about it in the tabloids from probably tomorrow, I'd imagine, or if not, then next Thursday.
I've only just gotten over the idea of having those little plastic collectibles that you used to sit on a Nintendo DS to scan in for things like Spyro. I'm not prepared to have an actual spider sitting on my shoulder.
Spider amiibos, yeah, that's it.
But I'll give it a go. Maybe it'll give me a buff. To give you an idea of the actual story, it's a princess. So the game focuses on a young princess called Ava who's going out into a fantastical world, as it's described, to lift a curse. But it's told through creative tarot cards that themselves double as puzzles. So the cards themselves are the puzzle. Is that right?
They are indeed, yeah.
Oh,
so
nice.
you get a card shows up, which is slightly relevant to the story at the time. And there's normally something going on the screen that you interact with by either moving things around or touching on the right place or moving items to the correct place. So it's pretty simple, calming, easy going. And yeah, just wonderful looking.
Nice. All right, well, so this is currently available on the App Store and Google Play for free. You can download the first chapter for free. And as I say, the second chapter will be appearing on July the 30th. I kind of want to give this one a go. I do like it when you have the arty end, and we've talked about this on the other streams, but the arty end of the video game spectrum can be very fun. You can occasionally veer into too odd and pretentious for its own good, and it's the same with most art. It's like, I like it when it goes off the beaten path, and then there's a kind of a tipping point where it gets, yeah, you've just kind of vanished up your own orifice now, haven't you? This is a bit much, but there's a lot of fun stuff that exists just on that line. And again, while we talk about games, and we're going to be talking about one in just a second that has a big budget, and it's a AAA game studio and all the bells and whistles, which are great, and I love them. There is this lovely space where the indies exist, where you can try things that are maybe not rendered in Unreal 4, but have a lot of creativity and ingenuity, and they have to use mechanics in a weird way to make themselves stand apart. And often they can take chances, they can take risks that maybe if you said that to a AAA developer, it would go up through about 20 people and they'd all go, could it be a third-person shooter starring a guy with a stubbly beard, brown hair, and he climbs a tower though? And unlocks lots of maps. Could you not do that? So I'm up for mad tarot card narrative stuff. That sounds like fun to me. So go and check out Ava if you want to. Currently available on iOS and Google Play at this very moment. Now, okay, here we go. Let's do it. Well, I know that a lot of people in the chat are here for one reason and one reason alone, and we are not liars. We tell the truth on this channel. We promised you something. We're going to deliver it. Let's talk Catalyst Black. from the creators of Vainglory, you knew it was coming, Catalyst Black. Team-based drop-in, drop-out battleground shooter. Let me throw up a lovely little image. There it is. We talked about it in the last couple of streams. In the first stream, we debuted that trailer for the very first time anywhere. And we also talked to Q Wang, one of basically the lead designer on the game. And he walked us through a whole bunch of it. Incidentally, you can see that stream right here on Twitch. You can also find it on our Pocket Gamer YouTube channel as well. We've uploaded the whole show for you. And halfway through, we start talking to Q. So if you want to just jump there, you can. But watch the rest of it. It's fun and it's good. And we liked working with them. We liked the look of the game, and we wanted to maybe do something else. And they said, hey, you know, the crowd, they seemed kind of enthusiastic. There were lots of people who were here for it, and maybe we could let some of them in. Maybe we could let them in and have a go at the game a little bit early. Do a bit of a secret service, as I believe it's called. And so, Dan shaking his head. No, should we not do it? Change our mind?
No, that's no. You dropping that in there.
Well, come on. Gotta have some fun. So we said that we would give people a chance to get access to the game early, and we were not lying. If you go over to PocketGamer.com, you'll find a story that has just gone live, but I'm going to share the details with you right here. So you can win one of 10 Secret Service keys to get into the game early and start testing it and getting a feel for what Catalyst Black is all about before anyone else does. But there are rules, there are stipulations. Few things you need to do right here. The first thing you need to do is make sure that you are on iOS. This is going to be an iOS testing ground only. If you're on Android, we're really sorry, but you can't participate in this bit. But if you've got an iOS device, you are eligible to enter. Secondly, you need to go over to Twitter and you need to follow @Catalyst Black. You can see it right there, Catalyst BLK, and @PocketGamer. Nice and easy. So follow those two Twitter channels, and then you need to tweet the two hashtags you see right there: Get Catalyst Black and PG LaunchPad. If you do those three things, then you stand a chance of winning, and you will find out whether you are eligible or not, and you'll find out if you've won by the end of this stream. We're going to be running this for an hour, so it's from now. So we're at 5:30 in the UK here. We'll be running it from now until 6:30 in the UK. We will bring it up again. We will shout out on here when it's closed. So you've got an hour to get your tweets in. If you want to go and check on the older stream in there, the chat rather, I'm trying to say, you'll find a link which will take you to the Pocket Gamer story. If you need to double check what these details are or anything like that, just one tweet. You're saying people are saying two tweets or one tweet. One tweet is all you need. Just say hi, say whatever you like, but tweet Get Catalyst Black and PG LaunchPad, and make sure you got those two Twitter streams followed. You need to follow @Catalyst Black and follow Pocket Gamer. Any additional rules? Go check out the site. I'm going to shut it all down now, and we'll check back in again in an hour. And best of luck, everybody. We hope you do well. Let's get rid of these things. Bosh. There we are. Now, let's move on to something else. Let's get a little bit chaotic, shall we? Yeah, let's do it. Now I get to break out my portrait iPad template for the first time. I've been waiting to use this, Dan, and we haven't had an opportunity. But here it is. Let us talk about this game right here. So, Chaos Battle Chess. Battle Chess has become a bit of a thing, hasn't it, Dan? It's kind of taken over. It's a new genre.
Yeah, it's definitely the new hotness, as it were. Definitely this year, at least.
Yes. So I was really. This is one of the game genres I found most kind of like. I don't know. I found it difficult to understand what the game was. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, so I know what chess is. I can play chess. Chess is fine. And I also get things like the RTS games and those halfway houses, the RTS lights and things like Clash Royale, stuff like that. And this is one of those, well, this genre is one of those things where it's like, right, so I choose my characters and then I drag them onto the field and then I stand back and they do their little fight.
Yeah.
But it's
this is,
chess.
This is definitely, I do think that the auto chess moniker was definitely like slightly off, but because it makes people think of like battle chess, etc. Whereas I definitely say that this is much more like, you know, turn-based tactics games rather than turn-based strategy games, wherein you have to place your units on grids and then they fight through grids, like Final Fantasy Advance and Final Fantasy Tactics, and Tactics Ogre and the Vandal Hearts stories as well, where you're moving characters around it. Yeah. I always say Vagrant Story, and then everyone points out that that's a completely different franchise that should also come back. But yeah, so and games like that where you're building up RPG characters and placing them around and then fighting, and it's kind of a sped up or expedited version of that instead of a sped up version of chess, in my mind at least.
Yeah. Well, with this one, the idea is that you can see the presentation. You're in a spooky room when there's lightning outside, and there's a chessboard, and then these creatures are fighting in the way that they do on that thing in the Millennium Falcon, where they've got the little holographic things beating each other up in Star Wars. That's what I'm comparing it to, anyway. But the idea here is we're walking through the tutorial just to show you how this stuff works, because it's best to know. You're trying to get characters, so you are acquiring your various soldiers for your army, your chess pieces, if you like, and then you drag them out into the field. And depending on where you place them, they have effects. Some of them will buff other characters. If you place them near one and they stand within one tile or two tiles, they'll be able to, for example, add a power boost, or maybe they'll be able to heal or something like that. So it's about arranging your dudes and dudettes in the right place so that they are the most efficient battle squad for whatever you happen to be facing. That's kind of the way that it works, which it wasn't immediately obvious to me when I first started playing them, and it took a little while to be like, oh, I get it. And this all started like the battle chess genre as a whole. Like it was the thing that popularized it was a mod in Dota, wasn't it?
Yeah, like everything. Everything was a mod in Dota, or a mod in like Warcraft 2, which I think Dota was a mod in mine. Yeah. Every single game made is a mod, either a clone of Doom, or a mod of Unreal, or a mod of Half-Life.
That's
it. Of Warcraft. That's it. Official. There you are. The secret's out.
Warcraft
those
particularly.
Games, yeah, that's it. Those games were the Citizen Kane of video games. The question is answered.
100%. So what I've done here is I've collected a few of these Grim Reaper tokens, Grim Reaper cards, and I'm able to combine those to power up the Grim Reaper that I currently have on the field. So I get to choose a rank bonus now, so I can either choose Soul Siphon, which gives me a -5 armor to enemies. We can have a Scythe of Pain. I'm already warming to that, let me tell you. And the Spirit Mirror, which folklore allies reflect 40% of SP damage. Oh, that's interesting. I know, I'm sorry, Scythe of Pain. You've won me over with a name here, I'm afraid. Oh no, it's making me choose Soul Siphon. Oh, fine. Because it's a tutorial, it wants me to choose the Soul Siphon. I couldn't.
No fun.
No
all
fun at all.
Tutorials should be banned. There we go.
By the way, our man in the chat, Dan, is throwing up some information. So we've got both Dan and David, sorry, are there throwing up information about the Catalyst Black stuff. So if you want to see our interview with Catalyst Black, you can click the link that's right there, and maybe bookmark that for later once the stream's finished, and you can watch more information about the game. And also, if you head over to PubgMobileLaunchPad.com, you can see all the information about the competition we just mentioned and how to enter. 6:30, so we've got about 50 minutes to enter. Make sure you get it done. So we can draft a unit for free now. Let's choose the Blob, because I'm obliged to. I'm being given all this info by some insane scientist dude, because of course I am. Let them buy the next round. Right, fine. So we'll lock those, we'll close it down, and then we'll drag him out onto the field now. I'm putting them all in the middle because I want to see what buffs they have. Deploying the Blob has put us over capacity, but we can get XP and level up the board capacity. Good. All right, so there's only a set number of characters you can currently have on the board, but we've boosted our XP, so we can now get 4 people out there to smash up this wolf-looking thing. Oh, it's all kicking off now. The thing with these games is, and I've made like jokes before about games that like play themselves, and maybe been like less than flattering about them.
Yeah, but recently you started eating your words with some games at least. What was it? Battle Legion.
Battle Legions.
I've seen you talking about Battle Legion positively.
It's really
trying
good.
Trying to hide behind like doors and tuck yourself around corners. Like, yeah, it's really good.
It's actually good.
I don't want to be seen. It's fantastic. I'm still playing it, mate.
So cellular instability. Honestly, like they're generally not the kind of games I go for, where it's like, you know, what they call idle games, where they effectively play themselves. It's a really good game, and I was properly into it, and I kind of caught myself by surprise. It was just a lovely mixture of mechanics of making it work. Let's go. Round 6 is going. Go.
It just shows that you can innovate on an existing genre that's even still being overdone, and you know, create something that's new and more welcoming to people who may have been cynical previously.
Yeah, and that lot did a really good job of it. So it's kind of opened me up to the idea of it. And if you feel like you have an impact over the end result, that's my only thing. Sometimes when I'm complaining about games that play themselves, what I mean is I might as well not be there. Like my efforts, what I do in the game seems to have zero impact. So for then I'm like, well, I might as well just not play. Whereas if you do these things right, the idea is you do the strategic bit beforehand. And then you watch how it plays out, and then once that's taken effect, you can go, right, that worked, that bit didn't, I need to change my army around, move that guy over here, and then go again. And that's what makes it interesting. So I was like, okay, there is something here that I can kind of glom onto. Right, so now, having wandered through the tutorial, we can actually do real battles. I'm going to see if we find someone for reals. Now, given that was quite a short tutorial, and I am not an expert in this, I'm hoping that someone's going to pop up and just, like, batter me senseless live on Twitch.
Great.
Which may be what happens. Oh my god, look at all these people. Someone's got a Marc Rebier name tag in there. Marc Rebier, if you haven't encountered him, is this excellent looping dude. This dude is a guy who does superb loops, like on a loop station, and he's blown up over the past like 12 months or so to become this big deal. Go check out Marc Rebier. He's hilarious and brilliant. Right. Here we go. So you have to draw characters. That's the other thing as well. You have to build the army as the turns go on. So I'm going to start with this Spartan character. Can I have up to 4? No, we haven't got enough gold at the moment. So we'll start with the Spartan, and we will go from there. Yeah, I know I don't have enough gold. We'll close that down. Move him. Let's say move him there. All right. Now let's see what happens with all these other people. Go! Pubg Gamer versus Kiwi Maple. It's all going to happen now. Come on, little Spartan dude. You can do this. They're gonna... Oh, we basically got two kind of warrior types fighting against each other. This is just a war of attrition now. And, I don't know. I'm not liking my chances. Oh no, it really is. It's like 1 by 1. This is gonna be so tight. Oh, I think I'm gonna make it. Go on. Ooh. I sneaked it, Dan. I sneaked it at the end.
Doesn't count.
What?
Shouldn't count. Not a real victory.
You guys, see, I've got Danielle's in the chat. She believes in me. The only one who believes in me.
It's a pirate victory. Your unit's basically dead.
How dare you? Right, I'm going to choose another dude now. I can refresh this if I want to, but I'm going to go for the UFO because I like the idea of mixing UFOs with. I've only got the 1 gold, haven't I, to spend? All right, there you go. So I'm going to drag out this little goblin dude and this UFO. Oh no, too cosmic energy, too much. All right. I'll stick with the little dude. All right, here we go. You've only got a limited time. You've got that counter, so you can mess about for a bit, but as you can see, it's flashing away, and then it's just going to start without me, so you better make your choices quick, smart.
It's an interesting mix of characters, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit wild, isn't it? It's kind of like everyone wrote down every noun they could think of and then just threw darts at a wall and kind of saw what was going on there. But that's, you know, that's pretty interesting.
It's feeling a bit like Marvel versus Capcom to me. I don't think I'm going to come out well on this one. But Marvel versus Capcom freaks me out because they're all different art styles, and I'm kind of like these. Yeah. No, look at the size of this one's head versus. But
you've got Mega Man standing there versus like some colossal. Yeah, no, it's wild.
That's not right. That's weird. And I just got battered by Thunderlad. Well, I only had 2 people. I'm working with what I got. All right, let's try. Let's pull out someone else. We've got a Crybot here. We've got Robin Hood. Let's go full multi-universe. It's a 2 coin purchase is Robin Hood. So let's see if is that going to be too much if I bring them out into the field? No, I'm allowed it. So it's 1, 1, and 2. Yeah. All right. Let's see how well Robin Hood does. I put them slightly in the back.
These rosters sound like awful, like X, Y, and Z walk into a bar joke, don't they?
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm sticking Robin Hood at the back. I assume he's going to be ranged. I assume the archery thing will mean that's what that is, but we'll see. By the way, if you're watching, everybody, if you're tuning in for the first time, it's Pocket Gamer LaunchPad. This is the last of 3 shows we've been doing over the past 3 days. 2 hours of us showing you all the best, most interesting, most weird, and most anticipated mobile games to appear on iOS. I just got battered again. This is not going well, Dan. It is the first event of its kind. It's been masterminded by this chap here. And am I right in thinking that maybe this won't be a one-off thing? No.
The word on the street is that there will be more.
Righto. Okay, this is exciting. So might be a regular thing that we start doing on Twitch every now and then. And hopefully, if you've enjoyed anything that you've seen so far, like not all the games will be for everybody. That's the whole point of this. You'll notice that what we try and do is show like a very wide variety of different types of games. Oh, that's too much, isn't it? Is that? They're gonna...
We made yesterday for you, James. You know, I got Laura on board just for you. Right there at the end, you were just so excited.
Laura was awesome, man. I really liked that.
I knew you'd like that, yeah. So
that kicked ass. I think I put too many people on the field and it kicked one off. Right, let's see. Ooh. See, the problem is, I'm now starting to get properly battered by people who actually know what each individual character does. Whereas I'm just going, Robin Hood, cool, and dragging them out onto the field. Whereas the idea is that you're supposed to know what the characters do, know what their particular skills and buffs are, and then place them strategically in accordance to like get the most out of them in the same way that you're playing Overwatch, you got a healer, you need to put them in the right place. It's
like tweaking a simulator game before you hit run, yeah.
Ooh, I can draft a unit for free. Let's go with the Quartermaster. Why not? And I've got a Mad Scientist. I might as well add them to the roster as well. This is a bit of a Hail Mary now. So it's kind of like, well, I've got 3 out of the 4. How expensive is she? She's just 1? Brilliant. All right, she's going up there. I'm going to drag Robin Hood back a bit because I think that's been the problem. I've only got a couple of minutes left to try and do something. Let's see if we can maybe pull one out of the bag at the very end. Maybe. I don't know. I don't fancy my chances. By the way, if you're still asking about the Catalyst Black information, the competition is open for another 40 minutes. If you're unsure, you can scroll back in the chat and find links, but also go over to pocketgamer.com and we've got an article up on the front page right now, all about Catalyst Black and how you can enter. You need to be on iOS, you need to be able to tweet at the appropriate accounts we've listed, and tweet the appropriate hashtags. All the information is there, go and find it and we'll announce the winners at the end of the stream. I didn't even see if I did. I got battered, did I? I didn't even know. I'm just going to assume that I did. Someone's celebrating over here. I think someone's won. And I think it probably wasn't me. This might be the time to tap out, Dan.
Change game quickly.
I may have been, as the kids say, owned. So...
Now's when I reveal that I am the opposition. No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
All along, this is going to put a real splinter in our friendship, Dan. I'm sorry to say. But if you want to get your hands on this, if this is the kind of thing that you're interested in, then you can go and find it. Now, I've been playing this on an iPad, so this is an iOS game. I believe it will be available for Android as well. They don't necessarily quote me on that. I don't know if you have do you have additional deets on this one, or are you as blind as me?
Not at the moment. My head is full of noise.
We saw the game. You saw what it's like, and you'll be able to get your hands on it. Chaos Battle Chess is the name. Go and check that out if that's a thing that you're interested in. We're going to move on to more grids and more fighting in a game called, conveniently enough, Gridfight.
Hey everyone, I'm Nicola, Community Manager at Playtry Games. We're about to show you some bits of gameplay from our video game currently in development, Gridfight, Mask of the Goddess. Let's jump into it. Gridfight is a tactical action RPG game that follows the story of Donna, a powerful warrior who was literally born yesterday, and her friends in a desperate race to cure the sickness that is killing the goddesses of the world. As the name Grid suggests, you will be battling grid-shaped arenas, avoiding deadly attacks and dynamically swapping between the members of your squad, using their abilities to convince, defeat, or recruit more than 100 original characters. But let's see some live gameplay. For this video, we decided to play in co-op mode with 4 players. each one controlling one character in the game. I will be Donna, the main character. She will be with you in every battle, while Koniko, Pan, and Bird are just 3 of the variety of the characters that can offer you support. Let's play! Pi appeared. She is one of the 100 characters that inhabit the world of Gridfight. She is looking for a sister, and she will not let us go. We have no choice but to fight her. We did it! Pi is defeated, but now we are left with a choice. We can move on and leave her at her destiny, or we can decide to save her. Every choice that you make in Gridfight will have an impact on your journey. Pi doesn't really look like a threat to me, so I decided to help her. More characters, stories, and stages will be available on Steam and Nintendo Switch. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all on the grid.
Now there's an art style, Dan. I like the look of that one. I like me some colourful green, a little bit of a purple thrown in there for good measure. It's all good news to me. I don't think I have fancy graphics on this, so I'm gonna go full double for this one. Yeah, Gridfight, tactical ARPG, which is set, as they describe, in a world of powerful goddesses and strange fantasy creatures. It's played out on a grid. It takes place in real time. You can jump left, right, up and down while firing off a whole bunch of weaponry and bits and bobs. This is a Switch release, isn't it?
It is indeed. It's coming to Switch and I believe other platforms as well. So
okay, I know Steam was mentioned.
Yeah.
So we like to throw in a bit of Switch as well. Because it's the whole Pocket Gamer thing, we often kind of focus on mobile specific, so iOS and Android, but Switch gets coverage as well, and this is one of those. Just caught my eye because of the giant octopus that turns up. I like me a giant cephalopod, Dan.
Yeah, I've seen your Christmas list. Don't worry.
I just like saying cephalopod. That's quite a nice thing. So the idea is that you build up heroes over the course of playing the game. 100+ unique heroes. You're trying to cure some kind of plague that's spread across the land. It's slightly more story-driven than you might think. Because often these grid-based battlers, you naturally assume it's just going to be like, well, you just get characters and fight. But they are actually doing stories, and there are decisions and that kind of thing that actually change the trajectory of the journey in what I'm told is a meaningful way, and not in a Walking Dead kind of way. That sounded mean. I like those games. Telltale games are fun. They're good.
I like those games too. It's just a bit disheartening when you get all the way through it and then start a second time and realise that, Craig still bites the bullet. Just 5 minutes later, otherwise,
Yeah. The whole kind of the magic was slightly dispelled from that one after a while, wasn't it? It's a shame.
Yeah.
Whereas
I'm not bitter.
Whereas if you play through Mass Effect and you play it on jerk mode, as I call it, where Commander Shepard just goes around chinning everyone in the space station, then things do change, and I have a great time. Although after a while, it starts to wear on your heart. I don't know how you feel, but if you get those kind of morality choices where it's play as a good person or play evil, I forget what they called it in Mass Effect now. Paragon or...
Renegade.
Renegade, that's it. Or jerk. Then playing as Renegade is quite exhausting after a while. I find it like emotionally draining to have to keep going around being really unpleasant to everybody.
It all comes down to the writing, really. And I think Mass Effect at times was a little bit like good, evil,
it can be quite binary. Yeah.
And it was so much like that. And so it almost felt like at times, evil was literally like, actually, there's nothing evil we can think up with. Let's have a dog walk past and then he can just kick the dog. Yeah, why not? Let's put that in there. You know, and it felt a bit fed down that way. But other games have done moral choices. Mass Effect had good turns, but
it did do good turns. I was a big fan. With this one, I say we haven't got hands on with it yet because it's not currently available. So Gridfight's not out at this moment, but what you're looking forward to is what we're talking about with decisions. So depending on your actions, characters you meet throughout the campaign might or might not decide to join your crew. So there's that kind of like, hey, do you want to come on board? And depending if you tell them to get knotted or whatever, then that will affect whether they get on board with you or not.
That's funny, that, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I count the same things in real
life.
Just
jump off a cliff, mate.
No,
and then it's like, oh yeah, I guess they're not joining my party then.
I don't like you, and I don't like your face. Good day. There's also each character you bring on board. Of course, they have different combat styles and stats, and then you compare them up with other people. And similar to the battle chesting we were dealing with there, it's all about building the team that works best for you. And apparently, the roster of heroes is strange and weird. And as I say, judging by the giant squid and the fact this is all about ancient gods and whatnot, then I can believe it. I like the animation. That's the thing that really warmed me. I like the art style. It had almost a little bit of that, like Guacamole. That art style.
Yeah.
It gave me flavors of that, and that's a really good look. I think it's got lots of colors that pop, lots of clean, sharp lines, and that's kind of interesting to us. So we got it on board, and we wanted to shout it out. So Gridfight going to be out on Nintendo Switch. It's going to be out on Steam in the not too distant future. We have that trailer currently embedded over on PocketGamer.com, along with all of our other stories that we're talking about here. So if you want to see it again, get a proper look, you can go and find it there. And you can also find more information on the developer's site. They're called Playtra, and we've got a link to their official site there as well, so you can get early update information. We are heading to the halfway mark on this last Pocket Gamer Launchpad, at least for the moment. And firstly, thank you all for joining us. We are halfway through our competition as well. If you want to get in and start playing Catalyst Black before everyone else, become a member of the Secret Service, we have 10 keys. That's 5, and then that's the other 5 there. 10 keys that we can give away. The competition was announced half an hour ago. We have got a story up on PocketGamer.com which tells you all about it. The shorthand is make sure you're on iOS. Go over there and follow Pocket Gamer's Twitter, and go and follow Catalyst Black's Twitter as well, and then tweet out the 2 hashtags we have above. It's even in the chat already. Hashtag PG Launchpad, hashtag Get Catalyst Black, and you stand a chance. You've got 30 minutes left, after which we will put it to bed, and then we will announce the winners at the end of the stream. Good luck to everybody there. Now, let's go back to a stalwart. You can see the people above our head here we have been brought to in association with. These people have helped us put this on and get us on the front page of Twitch and whatnot. So Pubg Mobile, Bandai Namco, Gameloft, One Punch Man, Super Evil Megacore, all these folks helped us put this together. Plus, of course, like the 60 games-ish. I mean, how many in the end? Because this is your idea. You're like, let's reach out to some people. Let's get some exclusives.
I believe it closed up at 52 games and just over 60 articles, because we featured a couple of the games up there actually a couple of times with like interviews and exclusive reveals, etc.
Wow. Yeah, so it was an experiment, and it's turned into something much bigger than we thought it was going to be, and thousands of viewers on Twitch and everything. So, like, thank you all for participating. It's really good fun, and we like sharing this stuff. Like we said, anything big AAA stuff, crazy little indie things. It's all, if we think it's interesting or fun or weird, we want to share it with you. That's the whole point of all of this. But we're going to be jumping over to a firm favorite and something we've been talking about every day on the show, and for good reason, because it applies to lots of people. Let's go Livik. You've heard it once, you've heard it twice, and there it is again. Pubg Mobile, folks. We are talking about this one particularly because this is a mobile exclusive thing. It is different from the game that you play on the other platforms, and this goes right down to the maps that you're playing, specifically the Livic map. This is a teeny weeny one. That's the angle here, isn't it? Did you play any of the Battle Royale shooters, Dan? I know that Danielle, we spoke to yesterday, she was a PUBG girl. What about yourself?
I've played a little bit of PUBG in the early days. I played some of the other ones as well. Everything's got a name now. I played a lot of Garena Free Fire, which I really enjoyed, actually. Yeah, really enjoyed that. My cat's coming back now, sorry.
Yes, here we go. Pancake has made the appearance.
No.
Yes.
Shouldn't do that.
This is like everybody's work Zoom calls at the minute. The cat has to invade at some point.
Terrible. He's just coming from outside as well, so I'm now soaked.
It's the best bit of all of it. Excellent.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I played that, and this looks great. I really like the trailer as well. Can't stop watching the trailer. It's like a 14-year-old's fever dream. It's like, and then I shoot the man from inside the waterfall, and then there's a boat, and there's a grenade, and I've got a monster truck, and then it's
The monster trucks are particularly nice touch, yeah. So this is part of the new season pass and the Spark the Flame event that they've been talking about. And we've been shouting it out each day because obviously we've been working with these guys, but also it's something a little bit different. Like as the video here that is kind of explaining, they base this around the idea of really, really short play times. So they made a very small map, 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers. They made it so that no matter where you are on the map, if you discharge your weapon, then pretty much everyone's going to hear you. So there's not many places to hide, but the places that you do have to go and secrete yourself are a bit weird. So you've got these, because it's that Nordic theme, you can see there the snow-kissed mountain tops. You can hide yourself in like hot outdoor springs. You can snuggle yourself up onto the tops of the roofs of the buildings that are there, which have a kind of like moss and grass growth on them. So you kind of, hunker down, belly down on that, and you can hide out. That's quite neat. And then just as you're getting comfortable, someone storms over the horizon with a monster truck and ruins everything. Unless you're the one in the monster truck.
Just like every single time I try to have a picnic.
Is that what happens? It's not. Most people get annoyed by ants. It's monster trucks.
It's not ants. I mean, maybe the ants are in the monster truck. Who knows?
Is this... well, I, for one, welcome our new monster truck driving ant. Overlords, for sure. So 52 players max on this map, as accounting for the much smaller size. But look, you can see here that they're showing you this. This is actually how they made the level. So they're giving you the full, like, showing you the game engine and moving things around and how they place everything. So there's like enough space between objects to hide behind, so it's not too clustered, but equally it's not a just big empty expanse of nothing, which is kind of tedious and useless. So they're saying there people like to hide behind big rocks, and so they show you how they move them around, which is kind of fascinating. Obviously, we being people who work in the games media, we have an interest in how these things are made. Yeah. And when something's popular, it's fascinating to find out why, even if it's not necessarily your cup of tea. Like I've played Battle Royale shooters and I find them entertaining, but I don't play a lot of multiplayer games full stop in general. So there's a part of me that can kind of look at multiplayer games and go, this doesn't really apply to me. But it's such a massive thing. It's such a huge zeitgeist that you're like, I'm really curious now why this has activated so many people's neurons, why it's got so many people locked in. And when they give you the background information, you're like, oh, okay, you really think about this stuff. This isn't just by accident.
And it's fascinating when you see level design, things like that, where people have intricately decided that the tree should be a little bit further that way because of the distance between this and this. I remember when Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare came out, and there was a big thing on, obviously, the multiplayer, like completely redefined online multiplayer. And there was a thing on how every single map, there was only ever a second gap between one obstacle and another obstacle to provide enough cover for, so dash, you could move from cover. Exactly, yeah. So that's stuff's absolutely fascinating. Yeah.
This is what I was talking about, hiding on the roof. That's the video giving you the tip there. That's where you need to secrete yourself. There is also hidden around on the map, there's a little jet ski which you can find docked somewhere, so maybe go and look at that up. And plus, there it is right there, weaponry. They're firing off rounds. You get 2 exclusive guns for this map. P90 SMG, that becomes available, as well as the Mark 12 Marksman rifle. So both of those are exclusive to this map and to mobile. They're making a real point of like drawing a line between the mobile game and the PC one, and show that they can do different things and work in different ways. And short play times, we talked about it before, short play times, that's something that works well. You need to fit your function to your form. with games. You've got a small device that's portable that you can pick up during a lunch break or a coffee break. Therefore, you need to be able to play and have a satisfying experience in 10 to 15 minutes. That's how that works. And so the people who acknowledge that tend to make better games as a rule. So if you are interested, you can obviously go over onto pubgmobile.com. The update is out. It's available. You can go and get locked in right now if you want to. You can also try out the new gun crafting feature. They added it in the last update, I think, but it lets you kind of skin your guns up in a nice custom way and make crazy. You make a polka dot gun or make one with mad stripes on it or write something insulting on the side. I don't know. Whatever you do. Usually write stuff on the side of bullets. That's what they do in movies, isn't it? You're supposed to write your name on a bullet because somewhere, so the saying goes, there's a bullet with your name on it. That's the phrase. So,
and if you've got it, then nobody else can use it to shoot you. Yeah, exactly.
That's the trick, my friend. That's how you get around this. Good, beat the system. You've got to find the loophole. That's how you do it.
That would make really long, drawn-out action movie finales where the villain and the hero have each got a bullet with their name on it, and they're punching it and trying to
manually snatch it out of their hand.
Trying to knock it into their magazine and load it into there, and then someone's knocking it out of theirs and putting the safety on it. Yeah.
Or better still, they realise they forgot the gun and they've just got a small bullet and they're just like...
Just have to push it into them. Yeah, fry it really hard. That's it.
Yeah. I'm not sure it's going to make... And that's not box office gold. I'm not sure we've got it. Anyway, you can go and check out this as the new Spark the Flame update. Go and try out Live It. Go and get shot within about 5 minutes. That's what happens in PUBG, or at least that's what happens when I play it. Let's put that to bed now, shall we? So, let's go on to something incredibly high octane. That was a bit more of a realistic look, you know, green grass and whatnot, a recognizable world. Check this noise out. SoulWorder Anime Legends there, which is a spin-off of a game that's been available for a while, the 2018 game SoulWorder. It's a PC MMORPG. I'm going to show you something a little exclusive here. We've got a character reveal from one of the games in there, and this is an anime spin-off, or like this is something that is very anime infused. You can obviously, I mean, speak for yourself.
What do you mean it's anime?
I don't know. First thing that caught my eye is obviously the art style, the anime stuff. When the battles kick in, that's what I was interested in. We're all familiar with the kind of the anime look, and they've now perfected, I think in general, with anime games, the translation to make it 3D, but use that cel-shaded look to create something that's evocative of the original anime. If it was, for example, started out as a manga, comic, or an anime series or something. They've gotten quite good at that now. And this has a similar sort of style. But when the battles kick off, this is, it's frenetic. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of zooming in. There's a lot of violence, and
lots of numbers, James.
It's one of them. It's an MMORPG. Watch them numbers go up. So this is a mobile interpretation of that game. So the mobile port, I think, only just arrived this week. For a start, we've got online, and you can go and check that out. They tell you all manner of things about it. Mainly things like when stuff starts out as a PC game, you can do a lot of things. So, for example, they've got things like the mobile, they've developed an auto combat feature that you can use to give the AI full control over the character. That's something that I always like to have the opportunity to do rather than being forced to do it. Because, as I mentioned earlier, I like to play. But if you are just into it for the animated characters, for the flashy animations, you just want to go boom, then someone said they were recognizing some of the combos. I know what you mean, but like certainly
earlier on, I definitely saw someone from Gungrave.
Really?
Yeah, 100% in there. Yeah, just before the guitar bit in that first trailer.
I think there's only so many ways you can like twirl a gun in order to make it look kind of flashy.
People should trademark it.
Yeah,
so that people aren't allowed to. Yeah, that's it. And then if anyone's actually caught like shooting anyone like that in real life as well as in other games. You know, boom. Yeah.
Well, the idea is it's based around characters, and all the characters, of course, have their own unique combat style. They also have their own story as well. And all the skills can be connected as combos. You saw a lot of it going on in that video there, but it's like combos, evasion, guard skills, and it gives a feeling that's similar to the PC version, from what I understand. So if you are familiar with the PC one, then there should be a degree of crossover there. You get... Each character class has 6 different exclusive skills and then 9 passive skills. The exclusive ones are mostly the same as the PC, again, but they can be customized and tweaked a little bit as well. And the other thing for mobile is that you can unlock all the skills quite early and start upgrading. Again, this is talking about that compressed playtime. Like maybe you can't spend 5 hours a day on your phone. Obviously, maybe you have to do it in like 10-15 minute bursts. This is accounting for that. So it's giving you the sort of same kind of feeling and experience, but in a nice compressed timeline. That's the idea. There's a full interview on this, actually. I'm scrolling down here, and I remember writing the questions, and I didn't get a chance to look at the answers. Good answers. Nice.
Surprise.
But there are a few bonuses that come from the switch from PC to mobile. So they say that like one of the most notable advantages is the battle camera point of view. So the mobile camera view isn't fixed, and it changes according to the skill use of the map movement. So instead of just being locked into that top-down view, it's much more dynamic. It pushes in, it moves around, it zooms out, comes back again, and does a whole bunch of flashy stuff, which obviously I'm on board with. I like things being dynamic, taking chances. So this is currently available. Specifically, I'm going to say App Store and Google Play. Don't make me a liar. Yes, App Store and Google Play. There you go. So if you want to try out on iOS or Android, you are free to do so. There's more information available on the game's Facebook page. And of course, we've got the links to all of it, including the App Store links over on PubgMobile.com, where we done did the articles. So if you're at all interested, give me that full name again, just to make sure you get the thing. SoulWorder Anime Legends is the full name. Go and check it out if you're interested. Now, I get to play a game. Been waiting for this bit. Right, I get to play a game again and humiliate myself on screen. Although this time,
wonderful,
I'm going to win and lose at the same time. How is that possible? Let's find out. OLO Loco, then. This is a game that is currently on my iPad. Yeah, love it. Right, here we go. I'm gonna have a 2-player game by myself, Dan.
Wonderful.
Have you seen this game running, or is this new to you?
No, this is new to me, mate. Go on. Surprise me.
So, this is like a couple of things. Mainly the thing it made me think of is in the UK, which is where we hail from, by the way. Pocket Gamer is a UK-based site. I don't know if you could tell from the hard T's we've been dropping. Let me just give this a flick. Ooh, there we go. We have a game called Bowls, which is all about like throwing balls or rolling balls. If you throw them if you're on the beach, you roll them on this like lawn. It's played by people who are generally in the later stages of their life, and there is a little white ball at a distance, and you have to try and roll it, these weighted balls, so they get close and poof, stop right near. And the person who gets closest to it wins. So it's got a little bit in common with that. This is a game all about doing this. Smashing other people's, I've completely messed up, other people's pucks out of the colored zone. So you have different types of pucks that appear, different sizes and different strengths. And the idea is you're supposed to push the puck, like I'm about to do here, into the zone of the matching color on the other side. So I want this pink one to wind up. It's bigger and therefore heavier, and I was too gentle, so it's stuck in the green. The first one I got over there though. Now I want to get this one in the green, but at the same time I kind of want to get rid of this one. So if I can just flick. Yeah! So I've wound up with the large green one in my zone, +1 point for me, and I've knocked the opponent's point off. So they did have a point, now they have none. But now it's the opponent's go, and they're going to try. Oh, I accidentally dragged it into the thing. Oh, good, it didn't count. Here we go. Let's go. Whap! So I've now smashed their point completely off the board, but now it's 0 points all. So the idea, don't get saucy in the chat. The thing people are asking in the chats, first of all, other people's balls, shush you. Secondly, they're saying OLO is new, and it has been around before, but the reason we're talking about it now is because of the game itself has been around, but we have got an iOS and Android version coming on August the 4th. That's what you're looking at right here. This is
OLO Loco.
OLO Loco, that's right.
Which is additional O's and an additional L and an additional C. Yeah, there you go.
And they're 4 different and a whole new thing. So this is one of these ones which we don't see enough of, which is local multiplayer iOS games. These things are great. So in the transition from people who used to play board games on physical pen and paper and, actual cardboard, which they still do, and they're still great, big board game fan, but when you've got an iPad there and maybe, I don't know, say, imagine, Dan, if you will, that there is some kind of global pandemic, let's say, and suddenly...
Can't fathom it.
No, and suddenly you can't get outside and do fun things anymore, so you're stuck inside and you're looking for things to do with your nearest and dearest. And then the fact that you've got one iPad means you have potentially hundreds of board games right there in your hand. And having something we can put down in the middle of the table like this, one person at one end, one person at the other, and just go whap! And it brings back that lovely couch multiplayer thing, which is great because of the physical tension of I'm losing and I'm getting increasingly more angry with you. And that's fun, and we don't get enough of that. Go. Oh no, I've knocked them. I've knocked the opponents because I'm playing as green as well as pink. But my heart is with the green. So just so you know, right, I can knock him out by going over here, and I think I can ricochet that into the pink just by doing that. Look at that, smooth. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah, to confirm, I've just looked up the story on PocketGamer.com, the #1 source for video mobile gaming news reviews.
Smooth, Dan, smooth.
And opinions. It says that there are 2 new modes added, which is what makes this OLO Loco.
Yeah.
And that includes a point-focused mode called Bulo. I can't pronounce
Bulo.
And a game variant that's supposed to frazzle your brain, a tad called Reverso.
Okay.
There will also be a synchronous turn-based online multiplayer so that you can challenge both friends and other players around the world to a match that you can return whenever it's convenient to you, like maybe when they get up. Yeah.
Asynchronous multiplayer, that's the other incredibly useful thing that you get from that. That's a really nice addition, because I know that like loads of people, including people who maybe you wouldn't necessarily expect to get on board with the whole digital revolution. So for example, my mum, Dan, we got an iPad, and far from being like her looking at it and turning it and trying to open the pages,
trying to eat it.
No, because like she really took to it, and she's all over it, and she's playing. She back in the Words with Friends days. I'm pretty sure she still does it. Like all those games which are based around asynchronous multiplayer. So you take a turn, and then it gets fired off to someone else, and then at some point, during the day, you get a notification, and then you take your turn again because your opponents had theirs, and you go back and forth over hours, days, weeks, whatever you like. It used to be back in the day postal chess. That's what they used to do in the past. They used to
play by mail.
Send ships out with letters, and then you'd play chess with someone in another continent, and each turn would take 3 months. I
played Civ 1 and Civ 3 as well as a couple of other games as play by email.
Really?
And it's long and thought out. It's a completely different experience because you're passing a save, so you're thinking about it for longer.
Yeah.
So
it's a different way to play, isn't it?
That's it, exactly. So no, synchronous multiplayer is quite a good add here, and the other modes sound interesting too. But I'm all for local multiplayer games as well. Like, oh no,
the finger came and yoinked it off the board there. I like that touch. It's like, no, mine, give it back. I approve. So we should mention you have 10 minutes, 9 minutes now, 9 minutes still to enter the Catalyst Black competition in order to win one of 10 keys, which will give you early access into their secret service. All you need to do is follow the link that we have put up there in the chat. You can scroll back to find it, but mostly you need to follow Pocket Gamers Pocket Gamers Twitter, and Catalyst Black's Twitter, and then tweet out the 2 hashtags that we have there. PG, hashtag PG Launchpad, I believe it is, and hashtag Get Catalyst Black. Don't hold me to it. All the actual spelling and everything's in the chat. Go find it. You have got 8 minutes now, and then we're locking that competition down. I'm gonna smash this one away. This is something that I kind of want to play with my partner, because I can see this getting violent in a nice way, friendly violence, arm jostling, nothing bad.
I really like that in this Twitch stream. It really looks like you're fondly looking down at me as you're smiling and celebrating.
Benevolently on your head, Dan.
Yeah.
There it is. Well, I won that game 4-2, and I also sadly lost that game 2-4. But
congratulations, commiserations.
So here we go. You were talking about 2 different modes. The Reverso. I want to have a quick go on this before we move on. Reverso is the same rules as Classic, but with one crucial difference. Whenever OLOs collide, they switch colors. Oh, that is good.
A little bit of mischief there.
Right, so every time you batter into another one of the little tiles, let's get this one out and get this going, it'll switch color, which means that your tile will do it as well, presumably. Right, let's see whether it works for both of them. No. So if you hit the enemy's tile, their tile changes color, your tile doesn't.
Oh.
Right, that's an interesting tweak. So I've just
created a little bit of territory capture. Yeah.
So I've just made 2 points for myself by making that move. Now, if I hit this one and get them both into the yellow... Yeah, all right. That does throw a spanner in the works. I like that. This is cool. I'm into this. Again, simple games that have like specific mechanics that are very easy to understand. That easy to play, hard to master thing that everybody talks about, that classic maxim. Let's bash that over there. There we go. Two blue in there, that's nice, and we'll go with the yellow. I'm going to try, and I don't want to hit that one because that's already yellow. That's good.
I'm on the edge of my seat, James. I wonder who's going to win.
One of me is going to be very upset, Dan.
Yeah.
Who knows which one? It's all to
Yeah,
play
you
for.
always win when we try new modes because you've already looked up the rules, haven't you? Well, no, I mean it's obviously a matter of skill, isn't it?
Thank you. Right, it's important. Hardcore duplicates says yes or no, and you're absolutely right. Technically works. Right, gonna smash this down here. Lovely. So we first covered this way back in June, and it's the guys. They've done Alpha Pup before this. I think that was one of the games that they did, which was pretty sturdy and we liked. The word I was looking for was shuffleboard. I don't think we play shuffleboard very much in the UK. We play air hockey, but not too much shuffleboard. But bowls is the thing that it made me think of. So these variants add a little bit of extra stuff in it. But this game is not currently out in its form at the moment. So we're thinking summer, that's the release date. And I think they gave us a real hard date. Did they? August 4th? August 4th. I think that's when this is coming out properly.
Well,
tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I think August the 4th is what I'm going to say. And it will be an App Store and Google Play game. And also, something we haven't talked about yet on any of these 3 streams. We've mentioned Apple Arcade. This is coming to the Google Play Pass, which is Google's variation of a subscription service that you can put your money down and then get access to, I think it's 130 games they have on there now.
It's getting there, if not there already.
Yeah, ranging from, it does switch color. You can switch your own colors back. Whoops, that's not good. You can do yourself a disservice as well. So if you like kind of everything from the small puzzlers to the big premium stuff, like I know that, for example, the Knights of the Old Republic games, the RPGs are on Google Play Pass, at least one of them is, I think, and a whole bunch more good stuff. So if you prefer that sort of pay a $5 a month and just get 150 games or whatever, I know that that's what Microsoft is really leaning into with the Xbox thing, that reveal that happened a day or 2 ago, which was rudely happening during our debut show. Which Microsoft did not clear that with us. And,
no, they didn't run that past us. I was trying to get Microsoft to be in, the Pocket Gamer Launchpad show, and they were really evasive, and yeah.
And they said something about what's mobile, lol?
Yeah, they took my idea. That's what it was. Ridiculous.
Yeah, outrageous. So, you have got 5 minutes left to enter the Catalyst Black competition. Yippee to Yodi has just thrown into the chat there the hashtag. So, hashtag PG Launchpad, hashtag Get Catalyst Black. Put both of those in a tweet and make sure you are following. You have to be following the Catalyst Black Twitter and the Pocket Gamer Twitter. Those 2 channels. Follow those. Tweet those hashtags and make sure you're on iOS. This is iOS only to stand a chance of winning 1 of 10 keys. You have 4 minutes left to go. In the meantime, I'm going to pop this one off now. So I'm going to, there we go. And we're going to get... I'm fascinated to see what you make of this, Dan, because frankly, I don't know what's going on here. Let's...
Ah, brilliant.
Let's see what this is all about, shall we? That was what was that, Dan?
Well, I told you I signed a whole variety of games, from big to small, from stressful to relaxing, and this game is based all around the Zen practice of Enzo. I probably said that completely wrong. I said that like an Italian bloke, so like, that's a race.
Like you work for Ferrari.
Enzo, yeah, that's it, yeah. But it is a Zen practice of drawing a circle every day to relax, and you draw one circle every day to relax.
Wow.
But it's that converted into like a hyper casual. I say hyper casual, but it's just an easy, accessible format with like relaxing backgrounds, and it's just meant to be this calming, centering thing. And you know, we've seen people attempt this before, and I've seen some like relaxation games that have been pitched to me over the years that have actually been incredibly stressful rather than relaxing. But this, you know, this really seems like they've got something going there.
So yeah, it's a calligraphy thing. That's what they're calling Enso. And I had no idea that. I think I've seen this. I feel like I've seen this in a film or something. The idea that someone wants to go and learn calligraphy, and so they're like, right, I'm going to go to the tutor, and they're gonna show me, and they're gonna make me a master. And they sit them down, and they go draw a circle, and they're like, right, I've done that, and they go, now do that 100 times. And then 100 times more. And they're like, I thought I was here to learn calligraphy. And they're like, you are. Get drawing. And then just for months, just drawing a circle again and again, because this is what makes you become... Big
old montage with lots of heavy rock in the background, you know, Eye of the Tiger playing as they draw a circle over and over again. Yeah, I got it. I've seen that movie, James.
Exactly. So to keep things interesting in Canso, what you'll be doing is you'll be tracing your finger around the screen, around the circle initially, but then they'll have different shapes to follow. So the things that they're going to try and do to trip you up is A, you'll have different shapes beyond just the circle, and B, you'll be having demons to deal with. I think some of those little flying beasties, you saw those like coloured globules that are flying around, perhaps are spirits. And you have to, as you're moving your finger around, make sure you don't bump into the one in front or the one in back. Maybe they change speed, maybe they don't. And that's what it's all about, like going super zen as you're doing it. And
it's really interesting because obviously it builds on that concept of, I remember all the way through school in like art and everything, and art and maths, everybody was always like, no human can draw the perfect circle. And that was what they told me when I went to school. But obviously if there's this Zen practice all about, you know, drawing the focusing yourself on this circle that you're drawing, and in this case doing it while there's some light distractions going on at the same time. Absolutely. Very interesting to me.
Speaking of light distractions, it is my duty to inform you the Catalyst Black competition is now closed. Done. Finished. We have reached the hour mark. It is 6:30 here in the UK, and unfortunately, if you have not tweeted out before now, the time has come. Your chance has gone. You did James, not take your shot.
I was on the live stream. Of course, I couldn't enter. How am I gonna? What?
Can't do that, Dan. You can't. That's too inside baseball. But the competition entries are now closed. So if you are on the case, if you tweeted out the hashtags we mentioned above, then you will be counted, and you stand a chance of getting one of those 10 Secret Service keys to get you into Catalyst Black. We will be announcing the 10 people. They will be fed to me by my beautiful assistant David Ranke, who's out there in the land of Skype, and we will reveal them on the stream, and then the folks in charge, the Catalyst Black people, will be in touch with those winners within 24 hours. That's what we're going to be doing. So,
but James, I thought we were going to get the Twitter accounts of the 10 winners tattooed onto your body, and then reveal the winners by removing your shirt.
That was extremely small print, Dan. You played me. And right, this stream's going to end slightly stranger than I thought. But you know, it's the last day. Let's get weird, guys. Let's get freaky. None of that's going to happen. Please don't stay. We're not going to inflict that upon you. So back to this game briefly. This is going to be apparently a 300 level long game, 10 different worlds to explore in Kanto. And you get a bunch of different input options depending on your preference. So you can use a touch control where you're moving your finger around. You can use an analog stick if you want to draw your calligraphy that way. If you're a crazy person, I suppose. Touch control all the way. This is one of those games that, again, like, this is what mobile's built for. This is taking a touchscreen and going, right, what can I do with this? You know? And that's like with, I've mentioned it before, like with The Room, like with the original game, Flight Control. In the early days of mobile, absolute classic, because you're literally drawing flight paths for planes with your finger. And it's, yes, you can do it with a mouse, but it's not as good. It's not as tactile, doesn't feel as nice, and it's terrible when you're doing it with a controller. Do you remember whenever they try and put RTS games on console? And it's like you're trying to like drag and select troops with an A button. Doesn't work. Oh, It's horrible. It's horrible.
You got to click in the right analog stick to open up the first menu, then use the left trigger to bring down the unit, and then knock the. Yeah, it just doesn't work.
No, mate, that ain't it, fam. So like, no, and this kind of thing, this is perfect for that. And plus, apparently throughout the game, they're genuinely going to be throwing things about like breathing and stuff like that. Yes, we are talking about the circle game. They're talking about breathing and staying calm and taking breaths while you're tracing the circle.
It is important to breathe, James. I learned that many years ago, and I've been doing it since. And you know, I think it's really helped my life.
Done it ever since. Hasn't steered you wrong.
Yeah, that's it. I'll let you know how it goes when I stop. Yeah.
Right on. Okay, so I've still got a couple more games to play on this stream before we get out of here. But you are watching the last half an hour of the last Pocket Gamer Launchpad of our little trilogy that we've been doing here. So thanks to you guys who are still watching and sticking with us. Thank you to Pubg Mobile, Bandai Namco, Gameloft, One Punch Man, Super People, Megacorp, and of course the Enthusiast Gaming Network, of which we are a part, who are flashing up this stream in lots of different locations all over the world, which is very, very nice of them. So we're lovely, very grateful to be on board and be involved. Now, this is the game that's going to really embarrass me. I'm almost not looking forward to this, but
I am.
Yeah. All right then. Here we go. Let's watch me fail. So, Buttons.io. Let me just throw up the Elgato here. Look at this sinister looking eyeball. Now, I did what I did with the other games, which is like I try and go in kind of blind, but I play it for a little bit just to make sure it works and everything, and then start playing it live. This one, I don't know what's going on here. So you might have to help me out with it. Do you know anything about Buttons.io, Dan? Or are we both in the same boat here?
It's got buttons in it, and the trailer says that you can watch an ad if you mess up.
Right, okay, so here are a bunch of levels. I played the first one, and let's go into practice mode. Okay, so this is what you're presented with, right? This is literally it. You turn the game on and this happens. And I'm like, alright, so now what? What happens? We've got the same thing at the top saying time, moves, levels, so immediately my thing is I press a button. And I do, and another button appears. I press that one, and then a blue one. Now I've got these two pink ones, but one of them has got this little disc in the center. What happens if I hit that? I go back to another screen. What did I do? I don't know what I did. Let's go back in and find out. There you go. Look, required buttons. I need to get 9 yellow buttons on the screen in any location. So that's what it's asking me to do. I have no idea how. Oh, it's telling me. Look.
Press the buttons.
Oh! Right. I didn't clock this. Okay, so it looks like that little color wheel that's sitting around the settings thing, every time I press a button, it creates a new button. And that new button will be the next color on the color wheel. Right.
So it's got like that Tetris-style preview of what's coming as the next tile.
Yes.
But it's also a little bit like the old Lights Out game that they used to sell, where you used to press the button and then other buttons used to come on, and then you pressed another button. The whole aim was to get rid of all of the lights.
That's
Apart
right.
from, obviously, it's done in this really great, like sleek, sterile science fiction environment.
So I need to make sure that I get 9 of these yellow colored ones on the screen at one time. So if our theory holds true, this should be orange. That wasn't orange, that was yellow. And that wasn't orange, that was yellow. Whoa, what's going on? So look, you can also see down here on the right hand side, I've got different angles I can push. So there are compass directions here, up, down, left, right, and all the rest of it. So if I go down to the bottom right corner and press this button, it appears on the one lower down. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So if I want it to appear on the 3rd row in the middle, I would press this button up here. Yes, alright, okay, we're in business, Dan. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So I can carry on, do another one there, I can do another one there, and bam. Yeah, alright, okay. Someone's saying imagine having OCD and play this. Yeah. So, now I'm getting quizzed by the scary eyeball. What am I doing here? You should be dead. I mean, the brass neck of it. Are there more of you? No matter. You can't come back in. Exterior ship doors locked down. So, I'm already getting the 2001 Space Odyssey vibes off of
definitely.
this.
Yeah.
This is our evil Hal. And so apparently, from the description, I can tell you right now that you are trapped outside of the ship. You've been in a space expedition that's gone bad, and you're now trying to sort of hack your way back in. But it's all about logic. And I don't know if you played a game. Did you play Observation that came out recently?
I actually did not. No, I saw a lot about it, but I don't really play video games.
Don't tell me that. That game, first of all, it ruled, and it was from a smaller studio that had done something really cool before, a little horror anthology game. Untold Stories or Stories Untold,
yes.
one way around.
Yeah, from No Code. Yeah,
that's it. No Code. That was brilliant. Oops, I pulled out my headphone. That was brilliant, and so was Observation. And that was very much like doing the whole space station. You're playing as an AI ship, and you're actually rather than you being the person like I am here trying to battle the AI, you are the AI, and that's the thing that made it work. So now, with my knowledge, I need to get some orange going on here. So I'm going to choose the right direction there, and I'm going to hit that one, and then that one. I can't remember how many I need to get. But if I hit that, it moves on to the next one there. And now I need to go down, so I'm going to hit... Actually, no, I'm going to hit up. So I choose the upward angle, and then tap this one. Good. And then I hit the left one. Yes. Good. All right. Okay. So it's not a case of you hitting a button, and then that button transforms. It's all about you hitting a button and then the one next to it or above or below, and you need to choose, because at the moment it's letting me do it anywhere. It's letting me press buttons willy-nilly, right? But at some point I bet you it's going to say you need to put the buttons in this specific place, in this specific order, probably even in a time limit, I don't know, and then it's really going to start getting horrible. I'm quite into it now, I'm not going to lie. This is my jam. Oh wait, here we go. So pressing that kind of turquoise button creates a yellow button. Or so the little video says. So if I press this turquoise one, it creates a yellow. What happens if I press the orange one? It creates a green. What happens if I press the green? It creates a blue. Ah, now we're getting into the color wheel. Blue makes purple, purple makes black. Let's test it. Yes, black makes red. Let's find out. Nice, right. So that's where that color wheel in the top right-hand corner comes. We're starting to get a grip on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so
quite an interesting little puzzler.
Yeah. Oh, and also like this. Oh, hang on. I tapped the black squares. The black squares generate them as well. Right. Let me double check my target here. What am I supposed to do? 5 greens. Okay, right. So I've just been randomly pressing buttons here. If we want greens, then we need to create oranges. Oranges make greens. Tap, tap, tap. Bang. Sorted. Alright. I get you. And similar to a game we were playing yesterday, the story exists in between the moments. So you play the game and then you get these snatches of the little computer having a go at you and saying, Did you know? If you do tell a human no, they'll invent something to do. They call this art. Thanks, man. Could you just let me back in the ship, though? Because I'm out here pressing buttons like an idiot, and I'm probably running low on oxygen, and yeah. Right. I'm going to have one more thing here. So we've got blue and pink. I need 5 blues and 5 pinks. I'm going to try and do this in a sensible way. I know how the colour wheel works. I got that down. Blues and pinks. 5 blues, 5 pinks. So green creates blue, so I hit that. And then blue creates pink. So I'm going to hit the green 5 more times. And then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many did I need again? It was 5 and 5 in any locations. Yeah, that's alright then. So, oh, I need 1 more pink. There we go. Right. Yeah, I've got this down, Dan. It turns out I am the best person in the world at this game.
It's great. You're great at puzzlers. Who knew?
I always suspected it.
I'm so glad that you played this for 2-3 hours before the stream so we could pull this off. I was really worried you were just going to get it wrong, but you know that practice.
No, that's what a professional would do. I'm not up for that. The whole fun of these is me pulling these games out and then seeing if I can work out what the hell is going on. Because as I say, being polished and that it's just a bit tedious and dry and boring. I like things to be a bit more fun. So, if you are interested in this particularly weird game, it is going to be available right now. This is out on the App Store and Google Play as a free-to-play game. I don't know where the actual payment stuff comes in. Maybe you get a certain number of levels and then unlock, because it hasn't...
I believe that if you start failing, you can watch adverts.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I believe you can pay away the adverts.
Because I didn't have any there were no ad breaks or anything like that, so which is kind of nice. So you will be able to get hold of this right now if you want to. We covered this as part of our Pocket Gamer Connect event back in London, which is the show that we would usually be doing around about this time. We should be in Helsinki in a bit, but obviously given the current circumstances, that's not going to happen. So we find ourselves doing digital events instead, like this, Pocket Gamer LaunchPad for the consumer types, but also we do events for B2B. So if you're interested in doing a networking style digital event based all around the mobile gaming world, go check out Pocket Gamer Connect online. Get your tickets. We're going to be doing one soon. We've done 2 already. They've been huge successes, and we're looking forward to the 3rd one. It's going to be a grand old time. Now, I'm afraid I'm going to have to stay trapped, floating in space, pressing buttons for infinity.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
It's getting a bit passive-aggressive, Dan. I'm starting to get a bit uncomfortable in the stream. Now, I'm gonna make all your problems drift away now. This is what I've been looking forward to this one, because when I saw the trailer, I was like, I must get my hands on it, and then we got it on the account. I was like, yes. So, let's scooch on down a hill in Grand Mountain Adventure. How delightfully chill does that look? Let me bring it up. Grand Mountain Adventure. I saw trailers from this a couple of months back, and I was like, yes, this is exactly my kind of thing. It arrived last year, I think it appeared on iOS devices.
It might have been the start of this year. It's been a very long year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but who cares? Because look at this. Look at this shooping. Jump. Whoa. Clip the thing. This is so nice. This is the smoothest, sleekest, prettiest thing. Look at the snow powder just kissing off the back of the skis there. Did a little grind. Why not? Throw a little grind in there. Oh, and I've completely face planted. It was chill, and now it's aggro. So, the way that you accelerate is by tapping left and right. Doing the shoop left and right gets the speed up. And then after that, you can just kind of cruise around. I'm going to swing a left turn here. Because it's kind of open world. That's the angle, isn't it? You don't have to necessarily follow a single set path. You can just sort of smooch around. I'm going to tap to ride the lift here, and it will take me back up to the top of the slope where I can kick off again and hang out. We're getting information about the Catalyst Black thing in the chat there. Cool your heels, don't worry. A matter of minutes, and we'll be announcing winners.
And somebody asked about the Buttons game. It's Buttons.io.
Yes, Buttons.io is the name of that one. So, okay, right, here we go. So this game offers little challenges as well. You can do timed runs like what I'm doing here. So I'm going to try and get down here in a decent speed. I'm going to try and pick up speed by doing the left, right. But the lighting on this, like, it now looks like kind of an early evening twilight thing. The tracks that are left in the snow, you've got other skiers getting in my way. You've also got birds flocking overhead. The whole thing, it's so pretty. And
did you see the news that was revealed in the trailer?
Oh, do tell.
I
did, but you go. Go on then.
Oh, you didn't? No, you just wanted to play it on stream. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
So there's a big winter update coming, or it's called Winter, the update, and it will include multiplayer.
Oh, very nice. Right, so it's a multiplayer update.
That's it, yeah. So, which I think is an absolutely wonderful addition to this. I mean, it's such a calming, chill game. It feels like the moments between when you had a race in games like SSX on Tour, for instance, where you had that open world section, or when you mucked about with mates in the Sean, I've forgotten his surname now, but they did snowboarding games. One of the successful snowboarders, can't remember what it was called, Sean White snowboarding. There
Possibly,
we go.
Yeah. I'm going off piste, Dan. I'm just decided to bugger off. Here we go. Look, I'm going anywhere. So rather than being stuck on the snow,
go anywhere. Nip to the shops. Go down to Aldi's. Yeah.
I can do some jumps. I can do some spins. I can smash into other people. But the multiplayer mode, apparently, you can connect over Wi-Fi. That's what they're going to be doing. You need to be on the same Wi-Fi as your pals, and you can actually do this locally, which is kind of cool. And then engage in races and whatnot. And apparently, up to 16 players can compete at the same time.
Pure chaos.
Yeah, that sounds mad.
Yeah. I hope that if somebody falls too far behind, they get to come back as the Yeti from Ski Free, because that's what I get. The little violin just down the hill like that. Yeah.
It's offering me to go back up the mountain, but you know what? I'm not. I just want to go. I just want to go and see where I can
keep going.
So
live your dream.
We've had some they've had some good luck with the older. Oh, I have to go back. Oh, because I'm going back uphill again. Right. It's pulling me. Gravity is telling me where I need to go. Things like the Alto's Odyssey. Stuff like that, where they've had these snowboarding games, which have been, yes, there's a kind of competitive mode in it as well, where you have to get points and whatnot, but they also have just a sort of zen mode, where you just go. You just go and go and go. And that's been something that's a lot of people latched onto, myself included, because it's just a nice sensation. It's that feeling of momentum and just kind of going and going and doing little stunts and tricks, and you get locked into like a zone or something in your head, and it's like super nice, super comfortable to spend time in that place, which is sometimes what you want, I think. Ooh, hang on. There we go. I love the way that the camera moves in this game. There's a lot of pulling in, pulling out. Look at this, I'm trying to sort of skate sideways down the mountain and see how far I can go.
It's so cinematic. It feels like, not that anyone really used it, but it feels like the old cinematic view that they had in games like Grand Theft Auto, where you held down the button and it panned round the side of the vehicle and then pulled out, and it just feels it feels really responsive and great, and it feels like you're watching something and consuming it as something you're watching as well as something you're playing.
I'm pulling wicked 360s here, Dan. So you tap both sides of the screen at the same time to do a little jump like that. Woo! And you get a little hop. But initially I was just kind of following the beaten path, but there's no sense in doing it. You can kind of go anywhere, and it's a lot more interesting when you just decide to bugger off on your own, let me tell you. You find yourself at the precipice of cliff edges, and you can do mad jumps off the top of it. I think I'm going to go back down now. But this is a game that you can, I think, download for free initially, and then you can unlock stuff. Is that the way that it works? I think that's
it's a free download to get going. Yeah.
But then you can potentially, I think, get other modes or get different areas of the game if you want to spend a quid or two. Yeah. Yasir-Nur21 saying it looks slick. That was my main draw. Like, it's such a pretty looking thing. Also, what it's doing, and I don't know if this comes over on the screen or not, if you can see this, but it's kind of doing that effect that you get on an old CRT TV. It's doing that like thing where you're filming off a TV and you get those lines appear, that banding effects. It's called moiring, technically, M-O-I-R-E. You get it when if someone's wearing a particularly like patterned suit on camera and it moves, and you get that kind of thing where lines like flicker across. It's called moiring. It's doing that like very deliberately, which is kind of neat. I want to choose. Let's go off here. I'm going off the edge. That's it. I'm done with life. Go. Oh, I wrecked my skis. I didn't know there are consequences in this game.
This was meant to be all fun.
Don't tell me. Right, hang on. So there's the easy mode here, and I want to go down here to the little adventure. I don't know if I need to. Here we go. Right, this is a new bit. So, like I say, if I go through a specific gate, I enter a specific challenge. So this one is the little adventure challenge, rather than just noodling off on your own. But I like the fact that it gives you the option. Ooh, there we go. I should have been playing this for ages. I've missed out. I didn't know it was already out. And now I've had to get schooled. Schooled on stream. Oh, it's a good time though. New challenge goal. Well, of course I got gold. It's my first go. But other people, 24 seconds from Vamani, 20 from Mr. All right, yeah. Okay, I think I've got much to work on there. Once you visit the lift, you can fast travel directly to it. That's good to know. I'm just going to cruise off on my own for the time being, I think. So this is us kind of heading towards. Oh, I found a backpack. Change equipment and utilize items. I thought that was something to avoid, not something to get. Love it. All right, new stuff. Yeah, we're kind of cruising gently towards the end of the stream here. And the announcement of our competition winners for Catalyst Black. So I want to say, first of all, if you've been here for this stream, or for all three, or any of them in between, then thank you. This has been a really, really good, fun thing for me to do. And I want to also shout out to my superb co-hosts who've appeared over the 3 days. Starting with Rick Cowley, who kicked things off, and then Danielle Partis, who was there for day 2, who did it in style alongside her little Transformer co-host, which we always like to see. And now, of course, the great Dan Sullivan, the mastermind behind Pocket Gamer Launchpad. So,
a pleasure, James.
Here's your time to take a bow and a salute. And I'm going to just like shoot my way to the finish line here. Out the way, crows. I should probably be tapping kind of fast to bring up speed. Oh, I just smashed another skier out of the way. I hope he's got insurance. Did a little jump. I don't think I'm going to break any records, but I'm having a nice time.
Just imagine playing this in local multiplayer with people. It's going to be great.
It is. It's going to be a wild old time, Herschel. So that is currently available at the moment. You are. Let me make sure I've got the right name here, because I always want to do the thing right. Grand Mountain Adventure is the full name of this one. It is currently available. Check out the new winter update if you want to find out more information about it. Go over to pg.com, pocketgamer.com, and we have the full skinny for you right there. Now, I know you folks, a lot of you folks have been here for a specific reason, and it's been for this over here, Catalyst Black. We revealed the trailer exclusively. We talked about potentially getting people involved, and we had our competition. It ran for an hour. It closed about half an hour ago, and I have in my hand the Twitter handles of the winners. I'm going to read them out right now. These 10 people will be contacted within the next 24 hours so that we can get your details, get your Discord handle and your iOS email so that we can get you into the secret service. If you're wondering what that looked like, this is what you had to do You had to follow these 2 channels and then tweet out those 2 hashtags to stand a chance to win. Let me tell you, within like literally 60 seconds of me announcing it, we had like 30, 40 people just like that. So there were a lot of entries. I'm delighted to reveal via mobile, because let's keep it on brand. This is a mobile gaming stream. The winners are, and we know they will not be tattooed in my chest. That was a ruse, a cunning ruse. Shush, you distracted me. The winners are at Archer UK, you got a key. At Creath, which is Cyeath, at Creath, you got a key. At Sexy Potato 666. I'm convinced that was chosen just so I could read that out online.
Great name.
You just done a win. Drago Vicliven. We're going to be throwing them into the chat as well, so you can see the actual names of them. But at Drago Vicliven, you've won as well. At Honest Basket, you are a winner. At Silent Kisei, Kisi, you done and got a key. Slappity S, good name. You got a key as well. Aguilas with 3 S's on the end. You got yourself into the Secret Service there. Now this one I'm gonna stumble over. Sudharshanan _N. So Sudharshanan _N. You got a key, and finally our final winner, Juan Mendizabal. I'm gonna change the emphasis. One of those 2 pronunciations. Excuse me if I'm getting it wrong. You have got the final key. So we're going to throw those into the chat. I imagine my man David is going to be popping them in there so you can actually see it for real. Those are our 10 winners. One more time. Archer UK, Creath, Sexy Potato 666, Dragoviclig. People don't choose these things to be read, do they? Drago Vicliven, Honest Basket, Silent Kisei, Slappity S, Achilles, Sudharshanan _N, and Juan Mendizabal. You are all winners. You are all going to be invited into the Catalyst Black Secret Service. You're going to play it before anybody else does. And a massive congratulations. There is the winners list right there in human text. So thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for participating in the competition. Thank you for being here and hanging out with us over the last 3 days. We got to go now. That's it. I've got to say goodbye, Dan.
You've done a great job, James. It's been brilliant watching you, and I've really enjoyed being here on the stream with you.
I'm glad you've enjoyed it. It's been warm because I have to close all the windows because it's noisy outside in the wide world, and we need to have pretty colours inside. So got to get the lighting right. But it's been a real pleasure. Everybody in the chat who's participated, thank you so much. Everyone watching, make sure you go over and subscribe to the Pocket Gamer YouTube channel. Go and add pocketgamer.com to your bookmarks for all the mobile gaming news, all this stuff and more. We do this every day. So make sure you get that into the mix. We want to say a big thank you to the folks above us, Pubg Mobile, Bandai Namco, Gameloft, One Punch Man, Super Evil, Megacorp, and of course the entire Enthusiast Gaming Network, I should say, which includes a whole bunch of other people like the Destructoid and the Escapist, Siliconera, Nintendo Enthusiast, and more. So we're all part of a big, wide family, and come and be a part of it. It'll be a good time. Enjoy it. So let me pop these to bed. We'll leave you on our LaunchPad message. Thank you all for watching. We do come back for the next one. We're going to do it again. But for now, that's it for Pocket Gamer LaunchPad. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.